Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's a very special video. As you can see, I'm finally launching my Halloween kits, and this video is going to be a video talk through of every kit. There's 3, and all the different things that went into each kit and more information about how you can purchase one. So I hope you are excited for this video. I know I am, so grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get started. These kits have been in the works since 2019, so it's been over 5 years, and I've been collecting things, and I'm just so excited that I can finally launch them and have them out for you all so you can have them in your stash and play with them. So these kits are perfect for October daily, junk journaling, memory keeping, scrapbooking, altered projects, DIYs, you name it. But they're really amazing as a October daily or junk journal starter pack. So each kit also includes items from my own personal collection, things that I have in my stash for years. Each collection comes with an eclectic mix of vintage, antique, and modern items mixed together. One of my favorite things and why I love junk journaling is the fact that you can mix vintage, antique things with current new modern products. And so these kits are very limited. There are only 8 of the main Halloween kit, 6 Beetlejuice and 6 Dr. Frankenstein kits. In this video, I'm going to show you everything and also talk about the inspiration behind certain items for each kit. Each item in this kit was hand selected with purpose and intention, and I can't wait to share a little bit more of why I added certain things in each kit. That's exciting for me as a fan of Frankenstein, Beetlejuice, and Halloween. I like to throw in little Easter eggs, if you will, and stuff like that in my kits. So so this video is just going to be more of a walkthrough, showing you everything and also giving you a little bit behind the scenes. If you want to be surprised and you don't want to be spoiled, definitely save this video for later. Come back to it once you have your kit so you can learn all about the nuances and all the fun things and details that went into each kit. So like I said, these kits are limited. They're one of a kind, very unique. So once they're gone, but don't worry if you miss out on these. I am planning already the next launch for Halloween, and the themes are going to be vampire and witches / astrology, so those are going to be really cool. I've already started collecting and prepping for those kits, so I'm really excited about those. So like I said, if you unfortunately miss out on these, don't worry, more will be coming eventually. Hopefully it won't make you wait another 5 years, but yeah, anyway. So if you're interested in purchasing 1 or 2 of these kits, or you know, whatever's available, they will be dropping on my shop serenabee.com this Saturday, so October 5th at noon Eastern. Definitely want to put an alarm or notification or a note somewhere to check out my shop at noon this Saturday, because you don't want to miss out on these amazing kits. They're only available for Canada and US, but if you are international and you desperately really want one, reach out to me, send me a DM on Instagram, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, so enough jibber jabber, let's get into the kits. I'm so excited to show you. So let's start with the Beetlejuice one. So the Beetlejuice kit comes with 54 items, a mix of ephemera and embellishments, so let's get started. In this, you'll get a sampler of my favorite black and white stripe ribbon and some Beetlejuice ribbon. The Beetlejuice ribbon is awesome because you can make them into little tabs for the side of your journals, and so I definitely included some from my stash in every kit, and I can't wait to use this. I'm documenting spooky season in my October daily, so I'm going to be making a Beetlejuice page, and I'm going to make a tab with this ribbon so I know that in the album I can just flip to there if I want to see the Beetlejuice content. So sampling of ribbons. So each kit comes with an exclusive sequin mix that I designed. This mix is honestly one of my favorites I've ever made. I love the colors. It's so bright. It screams Beetlejuice, and it's amazing. There's all kinds of goodies in here. There's sequins, seed beads, glitter. I love making sequin mixes. It's one of my favorite things that I have in my shop. So I really love my mixes, and this one is no exception. It's gorgeous. So really excited about that. They're ready for you. You don't need to add anything else unless you want to. Just pop them in a shaker pocket, seal it, fuse it, and then you're good to go. And now in this little goodie bag, there's some embellishments. These are the embellishments you'll get in the kit. So, so fun. Really cool iridescent skull, puffy sticker. We have a skeleton bead. We have a black and white stripe bead, of course. We have a ghost bead because, I mean, hello, I could not put a ghost in here, right? So cute. We have a black and white striped bow. Then there's a green paper clip or clothespin. I love using paper clips, so I included a bunch here. You get 2 of the black and white striped paper clip, a coffin paper clip, and a jumbo black paper clip. You also get a orange safety pin. You can add beads to it and make a little charm. And I did include some of these polymer clay Halloween beads and a little Monopoly house because, you know, of the model house that Adam created in the attic. You know, and Charles was into real estate, and I love Monopoly. It's my favorite board game as a kid. So I decided to add a little Monopoly house in here. You can easily turn this into a charm. All of these things can be added into a charm diagle for your album, and you can easily just poke a hole through the house, add a little what's it called, jump ring, and then you can make a little charm for the side of your album. So those are the embellishments included, and you also get a paper straw, black and white striped paper straw. Now let's get into the rest of the kit. So the kit also includes 2 printables. So in the first little goodie bag, we have a vintage movie ticket. We have a vintage clothes ticket. I'm not sure what kind of ticket it's for. I think it's for clothes, but I love the purple, so I had to include it in this kit. And then we have a clothes ticket, vintage ticket. This is really cool. These are vintage cards that I found thrifting. They have a French and English explanation of the card. This one says self-adaptation is a question of long date. So each card will have its own little special message. So I love that. And I love the black and white like stripe here, the circle, so cool. I had to include that in the kit. And I included 3, oh, these both have, this pack is cool. This one has the 2 jokers. So there's gonna be a mix obviously of the different cards, but you have 3 of the Beetlejuice playing cards. You can alter them, you can you know, alter them. You can put them as a journaling card. If you cover it with paper on one of the sides, you could tuck it in a pocket. There's so many different ways you can use playing cards. And when I was putting them together, I made sure to select certain things that, you know, went well together. So here I put Barbara with the scary face and Adam with the scary face. I figured these would go really nicely together. So you get 3 of those. And then you get 1 vintage Beetlejuice cartoon playing card. This one is the creepy camping one. They're all mixed, of course, so you just get a random card. But I love these, they're so fun. And I love the back here with the little story bit from the card. And this one's card 49. Anyway, so you get a Beetlejuice playing card. I love this fishnet ribbon lace so much. And I had to include it, of course, as like a nod to Lydia. And then I have here the Lost Souls napkin. This really made me think of when they go to, you know, when they see the lost souls in this room. So, because I love the way that the ghosts look. So this is great for decoupaging, to make pockets. There's just so many ways you can use napkins in your project. So I really love the Lost Ghost vibe that I got from here. So I had to include it in the kit. Sorry, the Lost Souls, not Lost Ghosts. And of course, it wouldn't be a Beetlejuice kit if I didn't include a black and white stripe something. So here is a black and white stripe treat bag, glassine bag. And then I included a page of Lydia's journal. Get it? And then a beautiful piece of black lace. This is to represent Lydia, you know, her gothic attire. And then there's just a piece of green writing paper in there in the back. And then in the back I included, okay, so here's a little backstory. So I found this book a while back. If you guys remember Sylvia Browne, she was a psychic, really popular in Montel. Anyway, I found one of her books while thrifting about 8 or 9 years ago. And the goal was to turn it into a handbook for the recently deceased. However, I never got around to that, and then a friend of mine, Sarah, sent me one, so I have that one, so I never got around to making my own. Anyway, long story short, I have this book, and I decided to add the pages to the Beetlejuice kit because I was going to use it for the recently deceased book because of the different chapters and the theme of the book. So it's basically, it's called The Other Side and Back. And so I took pages from some of the chapters that were more Beetlejuicy. So hauntings, what they are and what to do, and then life after life, how to discover your own past lives. So I thought those were awesome, and I don't know, they made me think of like pages you would find in the handbook for recently deceased. So I love that, and I included 2 of the book pages in the kit. And then in this goodie bag here, we have more embellishments. Let me just slide it out. Okay, so each kit will come with a vintage milk cap. We have 2 paper doilies. We have 2 vintage labels. The green is amazing, the perfect Beetlejuice green. This is so fun. I love this so much. So these are authentic vintage labels for bottles. It's an orange drink, and I thought this was perfect for Beetlejuice. It's amazing. So I love, love, love this vintage label right there. I've included 1 bingo card. You get 4 tickets. This was so fun. I actually picked this up at the hardware store. It says orange fruit. I think it's perfect for Beetlejuice because of the whole, you know, they were playing charades to figure out his name. So orange fruit, beetle fruit, all that, it just goes perfectly. So, and then it comes with a really cute little coin envelope. Of course, St. Charles Place. But of course I had to add Monopoly title cards because, well, I know their name is Deets, but it says Deed, kind of close, you know, Charles the dad. But I did pick cards that gave me Beetlejuice vibes. So like this one says Charles Place. I just think that's perfect with the model home and the moving to the new town. It just gives me Beetlejuice vibes and it's amazing. And then you get 2 guest checks. You also get this green coin envelope. You can turn it into a pocket, or you can just, you know, alter it and then tuck it into a pocket or anything like that. So this is the Beetlejuice kit. I put a lot of thought into everything that I've selected for the kit, and I hope you like it. So this is the Beetlejuice one, and I'm gonna put everything away and come back with Dr. Frankenstein. All right, so the Frankenstein kit comes with 63 items. And this is more of a journaling kit. There's a lot more papers compared to the Beetlejuice kit, whereas I feel like the Beetlejuice is more of an embellishment for a little extra, to add like extra Beetlejuicy things to projects. If you need a little Beetlejuice nod, there's amazing ephemera in that collection, and you can make different embellishments and charms and junk journal things that you can tuck into your albums and journals. So the Frankenstein kit is more of a papery collection or kit. So let's get into it. Of course, it comes with a custom-made sequin mix. I made sure to add a lot of silvers and teals and greens to kind of, the inspiration for this was electricity and just, you know, giving life. And in my mind, the monster is this type of color. So I thought it went really well. Very, very pretty. And then you get a little goodie bag of embellishments as well. So let me just put this here and open this up. So I curated these embellishments specific to Frankenstein, the story. So I made sure to include some bones. This is a bead. This is just an embellishment. You can wrap twine around it and make something hang with it, like a little charm. Of the inspiration here, it's not so much Frankenstein's monster, but more of Frankenstein, the doctor, the creator of life, the creator of the monster, that type of thing. So I added a skull bead. And there's a fuzzy black heart bead. It's really soft. It comes with paper clips. You have some buttons, and this has a little boat because boats are mentioned in the book. You know, they travel by boat, all that. So you get a little skull and crossbone, made me think of poison labels and poison bottles. We have some star brads. I included 3 of these vintage star brads. Oh yeah, and these are vintage buttons. Everything else is pretty much new, but these are the vintage items in the kit. The paper clips are new, of course, and the beads. So little fuzzy heart, really pretty. I made sure to include these, I forgot what they're called, but like, so I included some of these, I forgot what they're called, but like these light bulb type pin you can add to your album on the side. You can make a little dangle, little charm. And then I had to include the bolts. So this is from my own personal collection, but I just had to add these metal screw brads to mimic the bolts. Isn't that awesome? So you get 2 of these, and then you get 2 lightning bolt charms, you know, electricity, power. Lightning bolts kind of, in my mind, go with Frankenstein. You also get a little skull hand charm. So freaking cute. I love the mixture of these embellishments for the Dr. Frankenstein kit. So fun. And then you also get some of my favorite. I love this so much. I love the green, and it just makes me think of electricity and sparks, and it's very Frankenstein-y to me. So you get some of this amazing wired ribbon. Now let's get into the paper goods. We have some vintage labels. These are authentic medical labels. So you get these two right here. And I should say, some kits have a little bit of a difference. Basically, this one here is a different shade of red for some of the kits. So just keep that in mind. For the most part, the kits are the same, but if there's any difference, I will definitely point that out. This is another vintage label, doctor label. So we have a coroner ticket. We have 4 tickets. You get 2 vintage tickets. You get this green vintage clothing ticket. Then you get 2 guest checks, but one I went ahead and embellished already. So I did, all the embellished guest check is different, but I did include stamps that were very, in my mind, medical and like doctory, as if this was part of Dr. Frankenstein's personal journal. So you have some scribbles, you have specimen number, some have brains stamped. This one you have the full skeleton. If you're interested in seeing how I made these, I do have a reel on my Instagram. So you get 2, and then you get one of these envelopes, a vintage manila tag, a vintage doily, a vintage bingo card. This one's different than the rest of the other kits. This is actually like cardstock. I love the colors. So you get this really awesome bingo card. And then I included a library pocket and library card because it's based off of book, so why not? That's my logic there. And then you have this amazing coin envelope. These are also vintage as well. Every kit comes with a Frankenstein's monster napkin. Now, I absolutely love these. There's so many different things you can do with them. I have one here that I want to show. So when you open it up, I took the other layer already out. You get 4 faces. So just imagine, so you can cut them out. You have 4 different faces that you can decoupage onto a project or a card. You can have it laminated as well. Or if you'd like, you can turn them into pockets. I'm thinking you can even like cut them at the ear, and then you have this as a pocket. Put some washi tape to make it stronger, and then you can stitch it into your journal here, and then you have a page. Like, mind you, it's fragile, but you can laminate it if you'd like as well. And then cover up with some paper. You can make a page in your journal, or you can just glue the sides and make it into a pocket this way. I think it's so cute and perfect for the kit. I can't wait to play with this guy, so I had to make sure to include it. And no Frankenstein kit would be complete without the monster, right? So yay, I love him. All right, now let's get into this fun stuff. So we have a vintage authentic medical doctor prescription page. This one says caps. I'm not even gonna read it, but this is from 1952. And I made sure each collection is going to have a different one, of course. So, but I made sure to include the prescription notes that have green ink. So each collection will have one similar to something like this. Or I say collection, but I mean kit. Now, I love this. This is a sheet from a vintage poetry book. Poetry has a special place in Frankenstein's monster's heart, as well as the fact that it says Shelley. I think it's amazing. So I had to include this in the kit. I love, love, love it. This is a vintage Montreal from here, from where I am, from Quebec. It's from 1944. The date is right here. It's like a carbon copy of a receipt from a store. So it says $75. And I just thought like maybe this could be the receipt for all the different supplies that he went and buy, you know, that he needed to build his laboratory. So that was the idea behind this. And then, as he's a doctor, I included 3 sheets from a vintage doctor's manual. And this sheet says blood formation and coagulation preparations. So, you know, he had to know these things when he started working, you know, before. So in my mind, it's like, you know, this is the type of things that he would have in his stash, in his doctor stash. So it's a skeletal muscle relaxants and just a bunch of different cool things. So this one's that. This one says chemotherapy of infections, antibiotics, bacterial diseases caused by gram-negative organisms. anyway, I just think, you know, he needs to know about this stuff because he's essentially bringing something back to life, so he needs to know how to take care of it. So this is pages from a vintage Frankenstein children's novel, and I made sure to include 2. They have graphics, so they're really, really awesome. You can see the aging on the side. It's really cool. The pages are all going to be different in each kit. And this one here, this one says The Monster Strikes Again. So I really love this envelope. It's for my personal stash, and I had to include it in the kit because it made me think of veins or like some sort of x-ray or something. So I had to include that. I love it so much. So we have 2 pages of this Frankenstein children's book, but this one's in French. Again, vintage, you see the aging. And each kit will come with a full page illustration and then a page with just writing. This one says Face to Face with the Monster. And I love the font of Frankenstein up there. So again, you get 1 full sheet, and then each kit will have an illustrated sheet as well. And this one says Victor exhumes bodies, cadavers to study. So love that. And then you get more Frankenstein book pages. This is from not a children's book, just a regular book. Again, vintage, aged, really cool. So you get 2 of those. And then you get 2 of another Frankenstein book. This is a children's book, again, illustrations. The page coloring is different. It's more of a gray. I love this because the texture of the paper is different. It's more gritty, it's gray, and I think it'll add an amazing contrast to the other papers in the collection, so I had to include that. You get another full, I believe each kit comes with a full illustration page, and again, the same thing, more of a writing page. But yeah, this one's in English. And then you also get a vintage ledger page. And then these are super cool. These are vintage textbook pages. So the book is from 1976, I believe, and I made sure to include body type images for the collection. So as you can see, you can create your own junk journal with all this stuff here. You can add stuff from your own stash to it. So this one has, obviously they're all going to be different, but this one has a brain scan type looking thing. This is a diagram of body, and then you get 1 page that is just more of text. And then the last thing in the Dr. Frankenstein kit is this music piano paper sheet. This is super old. I believe it's from 1940s. I decided to add these in the Frankenstein kit because the colors match the blue turquoisey type of color pattern going on here. And the red line, it makes me think of an EKG kind of scan, like a doctory scan. So I thought this would be perfect for the Frankenstein kits as well. And obviously you can fold it over, you can turn it into a page. But I love this so much. I love the texture of this paper. I love piano paper. They're really cool to work with in junk journals. So here's a little sampling of that. So this is the Dr. Frankenstein kit. Oh, I had so much fun putting this together and finding all these items and just conceptualizing the theme and like why I put everything in here, like conceptualizing that this doctor's gonna have, you know, his own prescription notepads, and you get the labels and all that stuff. It was really fun putting this kit together. So I'm looking over my notes and I forgot to mention that the boat button, if you don't like the boat that's on the front side of it, you can just flip it over and it's just a simple silver metal button. It's really cool. So just a little note on that, and that this is actually 18 inches in case you're wondering. Alright, now let's get into the main Halloween kit. This kit is full of amazing items. Again, vintage, antique, modern, all mixed in together. Makes my heart sing. I love it so much. You have so many things here. It's a perfect starter kit for any Halloween type journal or October daily. There are 113 items. Collecting this stuff for years and years and years, and finally being able to share is just so exciting. I'm just so happy. So yay. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the embellishments first. So this glassine bag is gonna come folded with a wax seal, but I kept this one open so I can show you, make the video. And so these are the embellishments, and then you have ribbons and sequins. So let's start with the sequin mix. Here we have a custom-made sequin mix for the collection. It matches really beautifully. You have a mix of orange and like a golden yellow and black and gray, and just so many cool things in here. There's pumpkins, there's bats of various sizes, there's sequins, there's beads, there's seed beads, there's a bunch of different types of seed beads. There's just so many different sizes and variations in here. It's such an awesome sequin mix. I love it. I packed these in 2018, 2019, so this was a while ago that I put this together, so I don't remember exactly how much is in each like sampling. It's either 12 inches or more, that's for sure. So you get a gross grain thick like inch orange and black polka dot. You get some orange and gold eyelash trim. You get this vintage beige flower lace, and then you get this vintage black velvet ribbon as well. And then this is really cute. It's a little box that you can alter. So here's a little sneak of what's inside. So let me open it. Actually, let me get the plate because there's a lot of stuff in here. There we go. So we have more in here. These are more of the bigger embellishment items. I guess I'll pour that out after. Okay, so let's take a look at a chipboard coffin. This is from my stash. You get a faux wax seal sticker. And the stickers are, you know, vary. Some are birds, some are skulls, some are spiders. So you have a vintage black button. You have a vintagey looking ghost holding a pumpkin. This is a really cool resin charm. You have a little witch hat charm. Here you get a orange stripe bow. Lots of paper clips. You get a bat paper clip. You get a large rose gold orangey color with the black one. You get a black paper clip. You have a coffin paper clip. You get an orange clip like this. Then you get 3 of these ball type, I forget what they're called, but these pins that you can add charms to. You get 3 of these in different colors. You get a glittery leaf sticker. I've had this in my stash for years. Each kit will have a different type of leaf, but like I said, years, and this is old even before I got it, so it's yeah. And then you get a glittery skeleton face guy. You get the fuzzy heart bead, but this one is in orange, really pretty. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. You get a skeleton, a skull bead. You have a vintage bingo chip. You have, let's see, a vintage button here. Actually, these are all vintage buttons, so let me grab them. You get one with a star. You have these gold ones here that have a really cool design. This is more of like a shaped one. And then this is a vintagey orange button that you can use on either side. And there's a black button as well somewhere. So you have some wood veneers, and these are from my personal stash. Included some beads, candy corn charm. You have another little paper clip there, a little skeleton key charm, some of these bat capuchons. You get a ghost capuchon, and some beads, and then some polymer clay beads. So there's a bunch of really fun little variety of things that you can use for charms and dangles and all kinds of fun things for your junk journals and albums. Oh yeah, here's the black button. That is the little embellishment box of goodies. And then of course you can use the twine as well. Now there are more embellishments here. Obviously you can also use the bag. So in this goodie bag you get a vintage, I don't even know what these are. I think they were for cakes, but each kit will come with one of these vintage cat things. You can poke a hole, make it into a charm. You can make it into a dangle. You can make it into a pop-up card if you just stick it to a nice card. It's really cool, and you can have like this dimensional cat on front on the card, so that's cool. So you get, a lot of this stuff is from my stash as well. So you get a candy corn embellishment. You can turn them into charms. This is so freaking cute. It's a little cauldron. It's so adorable. You can turn it into a charm, but I'm gonna be adding like pearls or some of the beads that are in the kit. You can add them inside, and then you can make a little bubbling cauldron. So freaking cute. I can't wait to play with these. So you also get this really fun bat trim. It's a little puffy, and there's about 18 or 19 inches of it. And then you get some orange jute twine as well. And then this is a puffy embellishment applique, and it's an orange glitter pumpkin. Each kit will have a toothpick embellishment. I love these. I have a bunch of them, and these are from my stash. So each kit will have a different one. In this one, there's a little witch. Then you have a little pop-up jack-o'-lantern sticker, this resin sticker for my stash, and this little skeleton dude. He's so cute. I thought you can like wrap the jute twine around his neck or something, and then you can make him into a dangle for the side of your album. Really just think outside the box. I made sure to include items that you can have fun with and play with. And then here we have a bone charm. There's a hole here so you can turn it into a dangle. So lastly, you get this jack-o'-lantern wooden bead. Now this is in the kit for a reason. The purpose behind this is that growing up trick-or-treating, one of my favorite treats to get were the little jack-o'-lantern gums. They were wrapped in like clear cellophane, and it was just an orange gum with a jack-o'-lantern face on it, and it was one of my favorite goodies when trick-or-treating as a kid. So when I saw this bead, it made me think of that. It brought back that nostalgic feeling and that idea of the gums. So my plan with the bead, you can use it however you'd like, of course, but my plan with the bead is to turn it into the gum. So I'm going to wrap it with some cellophane and make it all cute. So I can't wait to play with that. So that's a look at the chunkier embellishments in the kit. Now let's get into the paper goods. I'm going to start with the little one here. So each kit will come with 2 of these ghost tickets. I got them in Norway in 2017. This is like the purple ticket from the Beetlejuice kit, but it's orange and it's a vintage ticket. Each kit will come with a vintage Halloween seal. There are different variations, and I'll show you them. So they're from here, and each kit will have one of these different type of vintage Halloween seals. And this one is the witch. Then you get 1 vintage ticket. This is a vintage playing card. I love it so much. I think it's spooky and I love it. It's perfect for Halloween. Then you get a vintage children's playing card. I made sure to add the animals that are more of a fall type animal, so squirrels, owls, or foxes. Those are the different variations you'll get in the kit. And then these are super cool. It's a game, a French game, but I found them at a thrift store, and I just really like the haunted house. I like that it says ghosts. So each one will have a different variation. There's skulls, there's spirits, there's just different characters, and in this one you have 2 skeleton dudes. So you can either cover, if you don't like the image in the back, you can cover it up. But my idea was just, this is super cool to put in junk journals, tuck into pockets, cover it up, make it into a journaling card. So that's why I included that in the kit. You get 4 orange tickets. You get this yellow, orangey yellow tag. You get a craft pocket envelope. I've had this in my stash for years. I honestly don't even know where it's from. And then you get a vintage Monopoly money. You'll get either this dark orange one or the lighter orange $100 bill. So each kit will come with 2 paper doilies. You get the orange and black. You get the vintage seed packet. So these are new old stock, especially this, all the labels in the Frankenstein, it's all new old stock. So it's vintage, but it's never been used before. And same thing with these pumpkin seed packets. These are vintage bingo cards. So the black one, you get the same one in the Beetlejuice kit, but in this one I added the black one and the orange one. So you get 2 vintage bingo cards, and then you get 3 guest checks. So 2 simple ones and then 1 that I stamped myself. I made sure to add some spooky Halloween stamps and make a bunch of different ones. So each kit will have a unique guest check that I had hand stamped and made for each kit. I love tarot, so I had to include 2 tarot cards from the Halloween tarot. Now, each one will have different unique cards, so you can kind of, even if you would like, I'm not sure, I just randomly picked cards, but you could maybe Google it and see if the reading actually applies. I don't know, I think that's cool. So it's like a 2-in-1. These are actual products included to use in October Daily. You know, you can cover it up if you don't like it, or you can just use it as an embellishment or decor, pin it to the side of a page or a journal. But I just really like the art of it. And so this one is the Queen of Ghosts and the 5 of Pumpkins. Again, if you want to do a little reading, you can maybe Google the meanings of the cards that you get specifically in your kit. That may be fun. It might not apply to you at all. It's just a little thing if you want to have some fun with it. So you get 2 of these tarot cards. You get a book card. You get a vintage flash card. You get a vintage tag. You get a vintage doily. You get a vintage index card. I love the aging of this, so pretty. And then each kit will come with a sticker sheet of alphas. Then this is a little coin envelope, and then you get a vintage, I don't know what this is. I forgot what they're called. These are vintage, and then you also get a vintage type of envelope. These are really cool. I haven't seen these anywhere else. These are really cool type of envelopes. The flap is so big, so I wonder what these were made for and how they're used. If you guys know, I'd love to hear that. I've never seen envelopes like this before, so I had to include that. Bind it in the middle. You can turn this into a page and then a pocket. So there's different ways you can use these envelopes. I can alter them and put them as pockets for hidden journaling in your album, so really fun. And then each kit comes with 2 vintage treat bags. These are the ones you get. So each kit also comes with a reproduced vintage Halloween postcard. So they're new, but they're remade with the same vintage art. You get this adorable ghosty, so cute. Okay, so Bailey's School Kids was one of my favorite books growing up as a child. It's spooky and kooky. It's just so awesome. I love them. So I made sure to include a Bailey School Kids page in this kit. So each kit will come with an illustrated page from the Bailey School Kids. I think it was Mrs. Jeepers' Vacation or something like that. Next, each kit will also have, oh, I love this. It's my prized possession. This is vintage Halloween crepe paper for parties. So this is from my own personal stash, so I had to make sure to include a little sampling of that in each kit. You get a pumpkin doily. You get another illustrated page from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Now this is really cool. This is a vintage Edgar Allan Poe book. It's in French, so I made sure to include 2 sheets from that. You have one that says Poe, and then one from the Morgue story. I forgot what it's called, but this is basically the French version of it. So you get 2 sheets from Edgar Allan Poe. I love this. If you've seen on Instagram, I recently altered this envelope and I made this beautiful page for my October daily. So there's just so many ways you can use this. I love this, so I had to include it. It opens on the top, so it's a great big pocket for extra journaling. And you can put a photo or make a scene on it. Just so many ways to use this pocket. I love it so much. So each kit comes with a napkin, and this is the one you get in the Halloween one. And then each kit comes with a page from a vintage children's book. It was called Arrow Book of Ghost Stories. And this one is Jimmy Takes Vanishing Lessons. So each kit will have a different one. And then I had to include this page from Jack the Ripper. It's, I believe, a story. I'm not quite sure, but it's aged really beautifully. It's vintage, and I just think it's spooky. Why not? And then there's a page from Dracula. And then you get a page from a vintage The Legend of Sleepy Hollow children's book. Love that. And then you have a vintage music sheet. I had to fold these so that it would fit in the kit, but in my mind you're going to be using these as pages anyway, so it's okay to get folded, and you can cut them up, make embellishments with it. So you get one. I think this is Italian. And then this isn't Halloween themed at all, but oh my gosh, the texture of this paper is just so amazing. This is vintage, so it's buttery soft. It will rip really nicely, and it just feels textured. It's really cool. I'm not quite sure what this book is about, actually. I just really love the texture, and I love how much white space there is. So I thought you can like make labels out of these, you can stamp on them, you can make embellishments with this side if you'd like. You can cover the top with where the writing is. I just really like this white space here. So maybe you can put the photo here and then do some journaling or embellishing on the sides. Obviously, if you fold it like this into an album, you can do embellishments on that side as well. So really cool. So this is really cool. This is antique paper. This is from 1901. So this is over 100 years old, and I made sure to include one of these in each kit, but again, I had to fold it to fit in the kit. But I love the color, the texture, the feel of this paper. It's so amazing. I love piano paper, one of my favorite things to put in junk journals. So I definitely wanted to include that in this kit. This is really cool. This is one of the first things I started collecting for these kits, and it's an occult book. It's a French occult book. And then you get 1 page of vintage dictionary page. This is a French and English dictionary. And then this is another really cool book that I thrifted. It's in French as well, and it's called Communicating with Spirits and the Dead. So it's just understanding the energies. So each kit will come with a random page from the book, but I just think it's perfect. Communicating with Spirits and Dead, perfect for a vintagey Halloween kit, right? And you get another vintage music note sheet here. And this one actually still has some pencil markings and stuff. That's pretty cool. I love when I find that. I don't touch it, I don't erase it, I just leave it as is. And I love including those in my album. And then you get a random book page from Gus the Ghost. Actually, it's funny because I used this book for my October daily for 2023, and I had extra pages left over, so I decided why not include it in the Halloween kit. Again, they're vintage and perfect for a spooky little junk journal. This kit also comes with a vintage ledger sheet and yet another vintage music sheet. And then on the back here, I have another vintage. It's still really rolled, so it's at the end for a reason, so it can lay flat. But this one is from 1949, but the coloring is just in pristine condition. I don't know if this was ever used before. I found it thrifting here in Montreal, which is a shock because the other ones I bought on Etsy a few years ago. Anyway, this one, the song was called Enchanted Evening. And I thought it went beautifully with the Halloween kits. So this one says Some Enchanted Evening. And I wonder how the song goes, but anyway, so each kit comes with a vintage, a sampling of this piano paper as well. So, and each kit comes with chipboard just to, you know, have a little stability. So yeah, that is the Halloween kit. It jam-packed. There's so many things. As you can see, it's an amazing starter kit. Like I said, there's so many different pages. You can literally create a junk journal with just this here. Of course, you can add pattern paper and stuff like that from your stash. But there's just so much to work with. And I love all the little spooky stories that I added. So like the Sleepy Hollow, Dracula, Jack the Ripper. I just think these are so cool. The Arrows Book of Ghost Stories, so fun. So yeah. So I also have a pack of vintage treat bags. I'm going to be selling them in packs of 5. So these are authentic vintage treat bags printed in Canada. So it's a Toronto, Ontario. I know this pattern is pretty common in different types of treat bags. These are unique to my area, to where I live in Canada. So Ontario is the province next over. So these are really special in that sense because they're different than what you may find in the States. So there's this listing. And I do have some leftover sequin mix. So I'm going to be listing some extra mixes in the shop as well. So if you're interested in the Beetlejuice mix, I have 5 available. And I have 4 more of the Frankenstein sequin mix. So if you wanted to pick up an extra one or mix and match, a few of these will be listed in my shop. So that's it. That's the drop. That is my Halloween drop for 2024. I am super in love with these kits. I put a lot of work into them. A lot of detail goes into all of them, and it's just so much fun to do. Putting kits together is one of my favorite things, and one of the first things I did actually when I started crafting and selling products, it was the first thing I sold were Halloween kits. So if any of you remember or have been following me from all those times ago, I would love to hear from you. So if you bought one of my first ever kits from like 2012 or 2013, leave a comment below, or 2014, I don't know. I don't know. But leave a comment below if you purchased one of my original kits, because that is super cool. I'd love to hear if you're still around. So anyway, that's it. Again, all these kits are going to be available on my shop Saturday, October 5th. Let me bring them over here. These are all the kits that are going to be available during my Halloween launch. Again, it's going to be launching this Saturday, October 5th at noon Eastern time. Again, there are limited quantities, but don't forget I am working on the new themes, Vampire and Witch, so those are going to be really awesome as well. So maybe you'll be able to grab one of those in the future. And again, if you're international and you really want one of these, please reach out to me on Instagram, send me a DM, we'll see what we can do. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. I absolutely I don't know, I can't choose. I really love the Frankenstein one and the main Halloween, and of course I love the Beetlejuice. Honestly, I love them all. And I will be mixing a bit of everything in my October daily for 2024. So check back for that, because I definitely will be posting videos as much as I can. But yeah, I definitely will be mixing a bit of every kit in my October daily, and you can follow along and you can see how I use these different ephemera and embellishments and stuff, and to give you some inspiration. So I think I covered everything. If I forgot to mention anything, I'll write it in the description box, so definitely check that out. All the links to my shop and everything, Instagram, will all be posted below. If you have any questions about the kit, please let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these kits. I love them. I had so much fun putting them together. Again, it's one of my favorite things to do. I just love curating things and just seeing how things work together. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel with the algorithm. And if you're new, do consider subscribing for more Halloween content from me. Alright, spooky people, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!